full of
Okay.
shoes. Both of them.
All right, guys, we're live. Rika, can you let the team know that we're live?
On Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Ready?
Yep.
Exactly. Give them 2 minutes. Okay.
That's not it,
Yeah, make money from it, and just don't.
Right, I was in and out of that. In and out.
I told you. And, bro.
No, we actually got it out of right. We got it right. We made a solid 100 pips from it, to be honest.
That's
Right here. You can just answer all the questions here in the comment section.
Oh, yeah, I'm already on this.
You already have one? Okay, that's all good, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Today's topic, again, is going to be about risk management. And now we're gonna grab something else. Right? The reason I always emphasize on risk management, because if you have a bad risk, you're not going to make it in this game. Right? This is why I always talk about risk management over and over and over again until you guys actually, fully get it. Right? So, I'm going to start with asking questions. Right? And again, Taki, 2 minutes. So, right, I'm going to ask personal questions. Ron, what's your account size right now?
What did I start with, or what is it at?
I mean, what did you start with?
I started with $1,000.
$1,000, right? Ron, 1K, right? So based on your account size, right? What's the maximum risk you should be taking?
Well, maximum is 5%, but I do a lot size of 0.1.
0.1, 0.10, and your risk must be between 1 to 5%.
Technically, I should be doing 0.03
Yeah,
because I'm taking more than one trade.
exactly. Very smart, right? So I know the lot size is 0.10, right? Because 0.10 will put you at 5%. But like Ron said, if you call 2 trades, you cannot use 0.10 for both, right? You have to use.
And I'll be honest, that's kind of what I did at first.
Me too.
So that's where I kind of had to realize that I'm doing that. So I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So in there too, got 4 trades running 0.1.
Well, I've been this. Well, it took me 2 years to get out of this entire thing, right?
Right.
So, okay, so 1 to 5%, right? So, what's the maximum lot size do we use per trade? What's the maximum lot size?
$4,000?
So, no, not lot size. So, what's the maximum stop loss do we use? I mean, not stop loss. Yeah, what's the maximum pips do we use for the stop loss?
10?
10 pips for stop loss?
Yeah.
Well, it's not 10 pips. Go ahead. What do you think the maximum stop loss, pips do we use for the stop loss? 20 pips. Well,
So
that's pretty much telling you, you guys haven't had the chance to go through the trading plan.
maximum is 50 pips.
50 pips for stop loss, it's the
But-
maximum.
That's our.
But that's based on like a 1-to-3 ratio.
1-to-3 ratio,
Depending on what it is, depending on how many pips you're risking, like if you're looking at a profit of like 90 pips on the upside,
Mhm.
then your stop loss should be 30 pips.
Perfect, right? So the maximum stop loss that we use is minus 50 pips, right? So now, if we are risking minus 50 pips, what's the take profit should be at?
At least
No.
1,000.
What's the take profit should be at, right? So if you're risking minus 50 pips, right? What's the risk to reward ratio that we use? Do we use 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3? Risk to reward ratio.
On 1K.
What's the risk to reward? So
Yeah.
if you're risking 50,
Yeah.
so if you have.
Doesn't
let's-
matter
let's say
what,
if you're
doesn't
risking
matter your
what,
lot size, what's
yeah,
the risk of
if
the
you're
trade?
risking $50 on the trade, what would your target be to put for the profit?
Yeah.
Because we risk
Stop
1, 2,
loss.
3, right? So
Yeah,
1
so-
to 3, so 50 would be the 1-3
Yeah.
times, so 150.
So 150.
150 pips, exactly. So if you're risking minus 50 pips, right, you should be aiming to make 150 pips for take profit, right? The reason being is, right, when it comes to trading, you are going to lose trades, right? But if you have a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, you cannot afford to lose 3 trades in a row, right? Else, all you have to do is win 1 trade, right? You lose 3 trade minus 150 pips, right? You win 1 trade, remember, 150 pips, and then that put you at break even. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Right? So it is very, very, very crucial to have a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, right? If you're risking minus 30 pips, 30 times 3, so that should be your take profit. If you're risking 10 pips, 30 pips should be your take profit, 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, right?
And that's why it's important to like what your lot size is for like 5%. You should divide that by 3 because then you're giving yourself that buffer. Because I wasn't doing that, and I was like, I lucked out. Then I realized what I did.
Guys, you have to take the time to check out the trading plan from the Bowman FX discussion chat. Right? The trading plan will tell you what's the maximum stop loss, what's the risk to reward ratio, and so on and so on. Right? So, I just wanted to touch on risk management. So now, we're going to go over technical analysis. Can one of you guys tell me what are the 3 main things that we look for before we place a trade? What's the first one? Second and third before we place a trade. What do we look for?
Trend.
Trend? That's the second one. Right? 3 main things that we look for before we place a trade.
M.
Did you say M?
Yeah.
Market structure.
That's technically M.
It is. So what's the third thing?
Time frame.
Time frame, yes, it's part of the.
Oh, okay.
What's the tool that we use to place or to precisely get in at the right time?
The Fibonacci.
Fibonacci.
So I guess you
Right.
could say entry level.
Yeah, entry price, entry level, okay. So now, trend. What time frame are we looking for the trend line? Are we looking on the 1 hour, the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes time frame,
Well, if you're analyzing, you wanna start with the weekly,
weekly?
then move down to daily to see if it's still following the same trend.
Perfect.
Then once you go to the daily, you wanna go to either the 4 hour or 1 hour.
Weekly and
Sorry.
daily. That's all I need, weekly and daily. Right. So, market structure, right? If the market is in an uptrend, what structure should you be getting on an uptrend? If the market is going up, what kind of structure should you be getting? Not you.
What do you mean, like your buying structure? Like
Oh.
you're
Higher,
looking
higher,
to
higher.
buys? Is
Yeah.
that the question you're asking?
If you're looking for a buy, right? So, what kind of structure are you looking? On an uptrend, the market is giving you structure, right? It's giving you structure.
Higher
So-
high, higher low.
Higher high and higher lows, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So now, where would you be placing your buy?
Higher lows.
Higher lows. And you'd be looking to buy it at higher lows. So now, right? Downtrend. What kind of structure are you going to get on a downtrend?
The opposite, lower lows and
Lower
highs.
lows.
Lower lows and
Lower highs.
lower highs and lower lows. And then you'll be placing the buy where?
The lower high.
Lower highs.
Place your buys. Sorry, sell. Sorry, sell. Thanks, Rika. Place your sell at the
Low highs.
perfect. So now field levels. Right, this is pretty much all there is to the strategy that we use, guys. That's all there is to it. Right? If you guys can master these three things, trust me, it's going to take you a long way, trust me. So now field levels, right? So what are we looking for when it comes to the Fibonacci retracement? What levels are we interested in?
0, 50, 61.8.
Alright, so if you're looking for a buy or a sell, are you going to be buying it where?
You want to put, if you can, between the 0 and 50.
In 0 and 50.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a buy. Let's say the market is an uptrend, you're looking to buy it. Tell me the levels that are you going to buy it at?
Between 50 to 61.
50, 60, 100%.
So the fib makes it, like if you follow the market structure, the fib makes it easy to find where you're gonna enter, but where you're gonna put your other two stop loss and take profit, because your other numbers are already there. So you, like you said, you wanna enter between 50 and 61.8, ideally closer to the 61.8,
Yes.
right? Because then your stop loss is gonna be a little bit
Like
shorter.
confluence is like if
Yeah.
it's gonna go up.
And do you run
yeah.
your fib on the daily, or do you run it on the hourly when you're doing your entries?
Yeah, we'll touch that. We'll touch that after.
Yeah,
Touch that
so, and then the 73 points?
78.6.
Yeah, 78.6, that'll be your stop loss, or just a little bit under that, in case it goes to tag it, and then your take profit 0, and
0%.
take profit 2 is like the
Minus
-27. So those numbers that you see as soon as you put it on there, those are all the things you're gonna use for.
Right. So, like Zaki said, right, let's see if you can have the 61.8% level, right, 61.8% level. Your TP usually going to be at 0%, and 0% is where the previous structure is going to be at. So if you're looking to get at the higher lows, your TP is going to be at the previous high, right? 0% previous highs, right? Stop loss below the structure, high lows, right? Stop loss will be at 78.6, close to 78.6, which is the higher low. Very simple. All right. Okay, so, one second. All right, you guys, uptrend. look for a buy or sell?
But
Buy. Do not counter trade. So what kind of structure are you going to get on in an uptrend again?
I don't know.
Alright, so the market is going to give you a low at first. Give you a, let me try to make some steak. Right? We'll start here. You're gonna get a low first, right? Gonna go up. Go back down. Right? Gonna go up. So this will be a low.
Sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
Quick sec. Did you pay for parking?
Mhm.
Can you send me the link?
Yeah, you gotta install an app.
Okay, because last time I was here, I got $75.
Really? Mine was only 50, I'm doing good.
And like, how parking.
I just remember.
Where's your park though?
Right next to you.
Okay, yeah, you gotta download this shit. Zip stall. Alright, and then
Sorry, bro.
that
No,
was
it's
is number
not.
256. Evan's 256. I was stupid, I couldn't autofill my credit card on it and shit. I had to- And also, you can't pay like by the hour on it, it starts a session. So when you leave here, you have to end the session or it'll just charge you until you,
Dang, that's crazy.
yeah.
I should have just went and parked over there, bro.
But like, you're just parking this, parking just pay out the meter. See this?
Paid from Hang Tank and they charge you for 2 hours, they had the
No.
session.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah, you could pay with cash actually, yeah. They actually take those.
I don't carry cash.
Yeah. Both cash and Visa.
I have Visa debit though.
that would work.
Yep.
It should.
What? 256.
Alright guys, let's get going.
Bitcoin is going up.
Going up? Yeah, just let it be. Right, I was gonna do a stop loss in place. Alright, so you have a low, you have a high, right? So what's this?
Lower high.
Low high.
Lower high?
Oh, higher low, sorry.
Higher low. And this one?
Higher high.
And this one?
Higher.
Hello.
Higher high. And higher low. So when it comes to an uptrend, guys, you only have one job, which is to buy at the higher lows on an uptrend. So all you have to do is, we're not interested in this, we're not interested in that. So all you have to do is wait for the market to go all the way up, right? Then wait for the retracement, wait for the market to create some type of support to create the level at the higher low, right? And you place your fib from the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high. And this is usually going to be between the 50%, 61% level. And the last confirmation that you need is wait for the market to actually give you some type of a bullish engulfing, or wait for buyers to actually take control. Then you place your buy, stop loss, below the high low, take profit 1 at the previous structure, which is a 0% like Zaki said. Take profit 2 at the minus 27%. The reason you can use minus 27% for take profit 2 is because if the market is truly trending up, you're always going to get something higher than this. See this? This is a higher high. This guy is going to be higher than the previous high to make it another higher high, and so on. Right? Place your buy, right? TP1, and then TP2.
And you're analyzing this on the daily, right?
Yeah, we'll go over that. And so on and so on and so on, right? The only reason for you to not make money when it comes to this strategy is 1, if there's news, right? There's nothing that we can do. 2, if you're not patient enough. Because you must wait for the market to give you the next higher low, and the next higher low. Are you
There's
taking-
actually a third.
Can I say it again?
There's a third.
Which is?
Misplacing your stop loss.
Yeah, misplacing, yeah, stop loss, yeah, you definitely have to go, yeah, they're gonna come to the fib levels, right? You have to master the three things that I went over prior, which is the trend, structure, and the fib. You must know the fib inside and out, right? Like Zaki said, 70.6% is usually going to be your stop loss, TP at 0%, TP1 at 0%, TP2 at minus 7%.
Well, and the only reason I say that, especially for like, I guess us beginners, is that if you're taking, like, let's say we take a signal, right? You gotta look at your entry level compared to the
Yeah.
other entry level and know how to adjust that little stop loss, cause you might get in at a lower position, but your stop loss went lower, so.
But a good reason Mino says the
Oh,
first
it's
three
important.
original
Yeah.
is because you could make that list, like you said, there's a third for the stop loss, but you could make a fourth for a beginner, right? Like let's say
Actually,
up in here,
I
you see a bit of a reversal.
Actually,
get
it's not
scared.
the stop loss, it's what I learned the hardest. No, it's the freaking spread.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need,
This-
and
Right.
don't trade it near 3 p.m.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's where I learned, because it automatically kicked me out. The spread, people forget about that.
yeah.
And mentality suits you could see what you think's a bit of a reversal in there, try and cut your losses
But-
short, pull out of the trade, then you've screwed yourself because it's not right. So you could make that list into 7 options.
Yeah, even 20 if you
Yeah.
want to. But the main things, right? Like you have to
But
focus on.
patience is.
Yeah, patience is everything, right? Because, right, if you miss this high or low, you see the market, you see the market goes all the way up. Why would you buy it? Like, because if you bought it, right, you're going to be in drawdown for a long time before the market goes back your way. And trust me, if you see that you minus, you know, let's say if you have 1K and you minus 150, you probably close it, right? So it is very crucial to get in at the right entry price, and that's why we use the fib level.
Take AC as an example.
Yeah, that's why it is to get in at the right fib levels, right? So I'm going to answer your question right now, Ron.
Yeah, you see the second half of that pair, the Canadian dollar,
Oh yeah, I hate UC too, man.
garbage. Canadian dollar, garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Canada, proud to be from here, but our money is
Yeah, it is trade trash. So now we're going to do something called the top-down analysis. And I'm going to ask you guys questions again. So how do you do a top-down analysis, right? If you're trying to swing trade the way that I am, right, how do you start? What time frame?
I always look at monthly, to be honest.
Monthly. So you're only going to insert once, and we'll move on to the lady, if she's paying attention.
Then you go to the weekly.
Okay, you're going to the weekly, but what do you do on a monthly time frame? What do
Because
you
you're
look for?
looking for support and resistance.
Perfect. SNRs, right? And then
And then on the weekly time frame.
weekly time frame. Perfect. And Ron, what do you do in a weekly time frame?
You're looking for basic structure. You're looking at the highs and the lows, so like finding your higher highs and your higher lows. And it
For
also
example, how
helps.
do you do on the weekly? What's the main and the first thing that you do in the weekly time frame? The
You're
main-
finding the trends,
the trend.
whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend, or if it's kind of floating, like
Perfect. And then what do you do after that? You get SNRs on the monthly, trend on the weekly, and then what time frame do we go from? For
I would say daily.
daily. So what do you do on a daily one?
you're trying to see if the market's matching the weekly.
Perfect, yeah, like that. So make sure the weekly matches the weekly trend. what else do you do in a daily time frame? Like you remember like the three main things that we look for, the trend, what's the second one? Market structure, right?
So this is where you're finding your,
Yeah, so to answer your question, that's what you do, market structure. So the daily is pretty much everything, to be honest.
Is this where you place your fib?
Yeah, market structure, you do the highs and lows and so on and so on. And then what's the third thing that we look for? Like I said, the daily is everything. Third thing that we do on a daily time frame. You got the,
High to lows.
and the structure is the highs and lows, yeah. Remember, you have the trend, structure, and
The Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. So last but not least, you go down to what time frame to place your entry?
You place it 4 hours or 1 hour?
1 hour, right? That is if you're trying to swing trade.
I find the fib works, on some pairs, the fib works great on the 4 hour.
Mhm.
So from the daily and the 4 hour, those are your best
Yeah.
placements for fib, and then hour for entry.
Entry.
Like you can go down, like some guys will go down to like 1 minute for an entry, but we're not trying to get in and out in an hour, so you don't really need the minute time frame. Like we're trying to hold it for a couple of days, so an hour is fine.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much all there is to it, to be honest. Rika, you got something you wanna add that I forgot to go over?
If you go down to, when you're looking for an entry and you go down to like the 1 hour, you gotta be able to understand candlestick patterns.
Yeah, that part.
So then, that's where you go into the course and you understand the candlestick patterns, because when you are on the 1 hour time frame, you want something called a rejection candle, followed with an engulfing candle in the direction that you want to go to. Like, if you're looking for a buy, you're looking for a rejection, a bullish rejection, and a bearish engulfing. That's what you're looking for a sell, and vice versa for a buy.
That's actually important on the daily too,
On a daily too,
because it
When you're
kind of
looking at
gives
the
you an
structure.
idea
when you're looking at the structure that.
because like if you're hitting close to resistance, kind of gives you an idea of the chances of it potentially breaking
Yeah.
resistance one way or the other.
Definitely.
It's a thing I've noticed by just like,
Yeah.
How do you know when a trend is completed?
So,
Great.
How do you know when the trend is done?
Yeah, and you're starting a new trend.
Okay, yeah, I'll go over that right after, but I'm going to go over what Rika just said, right? So, after you do the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, and you go to the 1 hour time frame, right? Let's say if you're looking for a buy, you got the low, high, higher low, higher high, and then potentially higher low. So what you need to do is, the minute you see the market goes for the 6% level, right? It is going to create some type of support, right? So sellers are in control, sellers are in control, sellers are in control. And the minute you see it goes for the 6%, you're going to see it reject, reject, reject. And like Rika said, the minute you see that bullish engulfing, right? Like a green candlestick, bigger than the previous one, right? That is pretty much the ultimate confirmation for you to get it.
now do you match your line with the body or the wick?
How do you mean match the line?
Your Fibonacci level, like,
like, are you touching the 61
Yeah.
point out with the wick or the?
It depends, right? If there's no news, you can do wick to wick. But if there's news, right, let's say, that would be best for me to show it on the laptop. But the thing is, you cannot use technical analysis on news, right? If you see a huge wick, that's like plus 80 pips, right? You cannot place the fib from this to that, right? You have to place it from before the news drop, from this to this, if that makes sense, right? You cannot place the fib on news. You cannot use technical analysis with news. And so you have to place it prior to news, right? Which is this to this instead of this to that, if that makes sense. Yeah. But
Cause I only ask cause that can
Do you still have that
skew the
screen
numbers
working?
quite
Can we look at a live?
differently sometimes.
Huh?
Can we look at the BTC structure right now?
Yeah,
Do you still have this screen?
yeah, I'll look at it in a bit. Are you scared of the BTC right now?
No, because I'm trying to put whatever you're saying there on a real chart.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
perfect,
wanna-
yeah, I'll do that right now. So yeah, that's pretty much, and then, you asked me a question, what was it again? Forgot your question.
Or when a trend is ending.
Yeah, it's pretty easy
No
to
one is
understand.
beginning.
Yeah, it's pretty easy when the trend is ended. Okay, the beginning of a trend is also pretty easy, right? So you're going to see something like the market goes all the way up, then comes all the way down, goes all the way down. But the minute you see the market like trying, like cannot go past the previous low, and then just doing something like this, that is pretty much the ultimate continuation. It's telling you, hey, I'm going to create a higher low, and I cannot go past the previous support level, and then that can be the beginning.
And is that on the daily time frame?
Yeah, on the daily time, that's what we look for trend, right? Daily or weekly.
Have you showed a trend line? at all?
Yeah, I'm going to show a trend line right now. So the breakout of a trend is very easy. So in an uptrend, you're going to get something like this, right? Alright, something like, I'm not really good at drawing guys. Something like this. And it's going to be your low, high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, high, right? But the minute you see the market goes past the trend, goes below the trend, right? Do not sell it yet, right? Because remember, the market gotta break both the trend and also the previous structure, right? So you have to go something like this. It has to go up now to create, instead of a higher low, you should create a lower high, right? It has to go past the trend and also the previous structure. It has to go back all the way up to retest, to retest the trend somewhere in this area, and then to also create a lower high. So now you can sell it. That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just analyze BTC real quick.
You could look at a trend line like support and resistance. Like as soon as it breaks that line and comes back to it and is fighting that line again and won't go over it, it's broken that support technically.
Yeah.
And you'd basically only use the 1 hour kind of time frame with a fib if you're planning on doing more of a day trade than
Mm-hmm.
like a swing trade, correct?
Yeah, it depends if you're trying to swing, day trade, or you can use the fib on the 5 minutes time frame if you're trying to scalp. It just depends on how you're trying to trade.
Because we used to use the 1 hour and stuff a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'd start the fib on the 4 hour.
So it
for the
does.
most part.
It still does it, right? Because
Yeah.
day trades. So
And now we're trying to hold the trade for longer, so we put it on the daily, but we used to mostly put it on the 4.
I started doing that.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a day trader than a swing trader.
I don't mind.
I'm more of a scalper, but I don't like scalping either. I like knowing if I'm wrong or right, like, right away,
Yeah.
rather than knowing if I'm wrong or right.
See, the thing I don't mind about a swing trade is I'm calm with profit. So like if the swing trade's 250 pips, but I'm up like 140, I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good money. That's still profit. That's safe. I'll take that now. And then I use that same mentality I said earlier. If I don't take a trade, then I just forget about it. If I pulled my money out, then that's mine. If they go on to make the 250 target, it doesn't stress
So,
me out. I got money in
question,
my pocket.
well,
Yeah.
when do you kind of, like, let's say you're doing a swing trade, right? Let's say you have AC as an example,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you've held it for like a week and it's been fluctuating, and your like pip level's at 250, but it hits at like 150. Like, how many would consider closing the trade to take that profit because it's been like that for so long?
Honestly, there's two answers to that. The educated answer is like if you start to see some stuff in the charts that makes you rethink your trade, or in a different chart, like the US dollar, for example, if you're trading that pair, or you're seeing the yen chart if you're trading that pair. If you start to see some things that you're like, I don't think it's going for that 250, pull out your money, happy with it. But the uneducated one would just be how you feel about it. Like, are you cool with that profit? Take it.
No, I'm just, cause then sometimes you're in that trade, so it stops you from being able to maybe necessarily take other trades.
Well,
For
and
me, what I would do is take partials, my stop loss to break even since I'm already up that 100 and whatever.
So how do you
it
take
is.
partials?
so if you're, you can't do it on a 0.01, but anything bigger than that,
I got
while
videos,
the,
bro.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have to close the trade, kind of start
Yeah.
closing and then reduce your.
there's
lot
a,
size.
you swipe on the trade and there's a little, I think it's a pencil symbol, you click on that and it'll pop up a screen that looks just like when you're putting in your stop loss and take profit.
Yeah.
But then you just hit the lot size.
Yeah.
Reduce
Let's
it.
say you're in at a 0.6, you can take out 0.3 of that, and then that profit goes in your account, and it leaves the trade running with the other half of that lot. So if you're up 200, you could take 100, leave 100 running, and then move
So
your
you
stop
go to
loss.
modify order.
Yeah, do you have any
Yeah,
running
yeah.
right
Not
now?
modified.
No, you have to
Modified?
do press the close.
So
Yeah.
swipe on it like this way. There. So hit the. I think it's the. It might be. Is it this? No. So do that again. It's the check mark. So what you would do if you wanted to, see it says
Yeah,
close.
you
this
can
if you-
close the whole.
You can do this a few times
So
and close with that.
BTC looks like it's
You know,
very
and then it would leave
Ah.
the rest running.
So that,
Say it again?
that's what I mean, that's why I was like, okay.
I said
Yeah.
BTC looks
So it'll
like
leave
it's
the rest
starting
running, and then you
and
just
it's
move your stop loss to where you enter. You've taken profit already, and the rest of it is risk free. I actually usually bump it up to like a
Yeah.
$2
Yeah.
over, because then
Yeah.
no matter
It's
what
like
you
a
make.
down
Starting a
trend?
new trend. yeah.
No, it's going back up.
I mean, the market always retraces. It was going to go back up or down. Just
You know how the
come
market
over.
creates higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs?
Yeah,
When
like
we-
it's easier to see like on the 1 hour here.
Yeah. See, when we're in a trade, it's easy for us to be like, oh my God, it's going back up.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at market structure, for you to know that you're getting into that trade, you're like, you want it to be able to go back
Back
up,
up,
go down,
or
go back up,
up,
for
go
you to know
down,
that
yeah.
it's a downward structure.
And that's where
You know what I
like,
mean?
when you're doing a swing trade and you're looking at the hourly, it can scare you.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the.
because
the
like,
higher time
so
frames.
here's an example, let's take AC, right? I'm like, oh, at one point it was like minus 26. And then you come back and I'm like, oh, I'm plus 5.
Yeah.
So if you were to
That's
look
right,
at that
Charlie.
1 hour and see it, you'd be like, oh my God, it's going. Then when you go to the daily and you look at where your TP is and your stop loss, where your stop loss is, you look at like where has it been going down? If it hasn't been like touching back and going lower, then don't let the number scare you. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
And
it's just
I'm just going to add one thing. The only reason for it to be scared is if you're risking more than you're supposed to.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you don't even need
You know.
structure to see that. Like he said with the 26, like he was down 26 and then he went up to 5. Then he'll come back an hour later and he'll be in negative again, but this time it'll be negative 21,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like
what it
I'm back down, and then every time it'll go back up to $7 up, and then you check an hour later, it's back down, but now it's minus 17.
Mhm.
So
So
you
you
see
know that
it
it's
starting
actually
to.
going
The
up.
market never shoots straight up or straight down.
like AC was like plus 5 at one point, and then it closed at minus 16.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
but
spread
it's-
too.
it's
It's
been-
spread, yeah. And yet again, the only reason for you to be scared after you get in the trade is if you're risking more than you're supposed to, right? If you know you're risking $2 per se, you wouldn't be scared if it goes all the way up and hit your stop loss.
Mhm.
Would you? Exactly, right? If
It's
you have
only $2.
if you have 1K in your account and you're risking $2, would you care if it goes for stop loss? You wouldn't, right? But if you have 1K and you're risking 500, now you'd be tripping if it is going against you.
Yeah.
Right? And yet again, this is why I always go over risk management. Right? Risk management is everything. Like you need to be comfortable with how much that you're risking.
Because
right?
what was that
You
trade
have
that
to-
just dropped like a mother and just went?
Which one?
With Powell, the US.
Oh, USD.
Yeah, like no one
Yeah,
could have
really
predicted
Yeah,
that.
and then
but-
and before the news, right? I think we're up like 5 pips. I told the team, hey, news coming out. I'll be holding the trade, but it's up to you if you want to risk it as well, right? You always gotta. I cannot manage your risk for you. You have to manage your own risk. I cannot tell you.
When I went to sleep,
Right.
so I placed my stop loss very close, just in case anything happened. And when I woke up, I'm like, holy hell, this is gone. Who said it went to hell? Was it you, Rachel?
But that is another smart way, you
Just-
can minimize your stop loss
Just-
so that you're like,
That's fair.
Yeah, minimum stop loss is one thing, but you have to place your stop loss at the right place. You can't just get in the trade and be like, oh, I'm risking 5 pips. Where are you placing your stop loss?
no, but if it's based on news, right? If you're just like, hey, I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
if it's based on news, it's either you close early or you minimize your stop
Yeah.
loss. It's up to you.
but then after the news is done, you gotta
But did you
remember,
still hold it?
Oh yeah, I held
You
it.
held it?
Yeah, I held it, right?
I held it till it hit,
Yeah, you have to be okay with your risk, man. I cannot manage your own.
and then
risk
you hear
for
everyone
right?
saying, oh, I wish I hit that, that's gambling right there, like, no one
Yeah.
would have known. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I wish I sold it. But if you knew, then you'd be doing it by now, right? So
Exactly.
you'd be knowing when the market's going to go for a
At
TV
least you
stop
buy
loss
and
every
sell
time.
at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Whichever one wins.
all right, I'll go over BTC real quick, and then we'll be done because I know Zach, you gotta go somewhere, and
Yeah,
I'm getting
yeah.
tired too, to be honest.
Gonna go to the airport.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is BTC on a daily time frame. Again, this is supposed to be a day trade. Overall, BTC is in crazy uptrend. It's been years, right? So obviously, with day trading BTC, we're not swing trading BTC because it's in an uptrend on a monthly. Yet again, this is what I told you guys, right? If you're trying to swing trade, you have to start your analysis on monthly, weekly, daily, and so on. If you're trying to day trade, you can start your analysis on the 4 hour if you want to, right? So daily, real quick, the first thing I noticed on a daily time frame, right, there was a break of the trend on a daily, right? Touch went all the way up, touch went all the way up, touch went all the way up, right? Break below the daily, came back for the retest, right? That's the first confluence that you can use for the sell on BTC. Very, very easy, right? So now it's got on the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, right? So what you need to do now is, right? Yet again, we're day trading, we're not swing trading, right? So you can grab your, you have to place your key structures, right? Low, right? Sorry, high, low, right? And yet again, we be setting at the lower highs, right? You just have to keep repeating the same process over and over again, right? Low, sorry, lower low, lower high. Just getting tired, guys. And then this is why I called it, right? You got a lower low again, right? And then you have lower high. Obviously, we did not get at the perfect entry, which is up there. But now you're going to have to scale down to the 1 hour time frame, and we're going to use the tool that is called the fib retracement level. You grab your fib, right? Place it from the most recent lower high to the most recent lower low, right? We went above, slightly above for the 61.8%, came back, zoom all the way in, came back, closed below the 61.8%, and then created that beautiful bearish engulfing, right? So that's why I call it trade, right? That again, it doesn't mean that you can have like 20, 40 confluences. That doesn't mean you're going to win the trade, right? That's why you have to risk. That's why you need to have proper risk management, right? Obviously, break below the option on the daily, came back to retest it, first confluence, and if you place your structures, you're getting highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs. And like I told you guys, if the market is trending down, you only have one job, which is to getting at the lower highs, right? We got in stop loss, I think slightly above the 61.8%. We got in somewhere. What was my entry price again? Luca, can you check my entry price, please? Because right now we're in drawdown, right? Because we're in profit a little bit.
Entry price was what? 97040.
And 7.
0.40.
No, actually, I definitely missed that my entry price. Because I think we got in at 97440. I definitely got in somewhere around this area, right? So now we're currently in small drawdown, right? But yet again, all we have to do is be patient, right? Because we know BTC created a lower high, and on top of it, like I said in the group, let me get rid of the fib, right? The more confluences you have, the better, right? Right? If you just focus on this area right here, it is giving you what, guys? Can you guys see the structure? You guys don't see anything.
That almost says something.
Can you guys see the pattern that not structure? Can you guys see the pattern it is giving on the 1 hour? Say it again.
head and shoulder.
Thank you, Ron. And This guy's like, it's been like less than a month. You know what I mean?
Can you
Well,
zoom
now,
out to
where are
where
you
the
looking
fin was
for the
again?
head and shoulder
See
from?
where the peak of the
Yeah.
of the
I see
up
the
and
peak
down.
there, so that means it's
Then
going
it
up.
rolls on both ends.
It's like a pyramid, right? There you go. You got the
Yeah.
head, left,
Oh,
right?
there.
Yeah.
and then you'll be selling it at the right shoulder. Right? So we have all the confluences in the world. We have, I'm not going to say we shouldn't lose this trade, but based on what I'm seeing, we have all the confluences in the world for BTC to go for.
So what
at
he's
least-
saying is by the trend, it should
I
trend.
thought you were looking at it from that peak there. for
No,
the
what
head
you're
and the
doing
shoulders to
is, so
show
when he
signs.
puts, when he's putting his higher highs and, his lower there, you're looking at the rectangles that you place.
Yeah.
It kinda makes you see them bunched together.
Trust me, you're going to see this pattern everywhere.
Can you go back to
Right.
it? Like, I think it was the four.
So check this out, right? When you go back, if you do zoom in, you see this candlestick? If it closes like this, we're most likely gonna get a nice bearish engulfing candle like this. So now you know that it's a rejection. Why? Because here you have consolidation. What
Yeah.
we call consolidation with a whole bunch of liquidity down here.
Resistance as well, right?
And the resistance. So you grab liquidity from over here, and then it's gonna create engulfing. That's gonna bring us back into
All the way
profit.
to the
And
previous
also-
structure. Right, this is why you cannot panic when you see the things going up, right? As long as you have your confluences aligned, and the most important part, as long as you know how much you're risking, like the minute you get into the trade, that money's not yours anymore. That $20 that you're risking, that $50, that $1,000 that you're risking, it's not yours anymore. The minute you place the trade, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can grab a 1 to 3 ratio, right? You can lose this trade, we lose the second, we lose the third. Just win one, and we're back at break even.
Cause I mean, at the end of the day, it could go up, but you're going by the trend, right? He's going by the trend, so there's a good chance it's gonna dip down and potentially go lower than the existing.
Right? You trade your confluences, not your emotions when it comes to trading, right? You trade what you see, right? You have your downtrend on a daily, right? Break and retest the small option on a daily time frame. And the scale down to the 4-hour time frame is giving you lower lows and lower highs, right? Then you place your fib and you'll be looking to get in the 50-61%. And the last but not least confirmation or confluence that we have is the head, left, and right shoulder, right? Take a stop loss is somewhere right here. I might update it like a little bit to there and add a second entry, but overall I think we should win this trade. But nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to trading. Nothing is guaranteed. Right?
And talking about that, that's why I find it, when you're doing it on your personal, find the pairs you're comfortable with
Yeah.
and follow it. Like I like anything tied to GPY, like either the the EU or the GB, because it's easy to kind of analyze. They both do the same in a way because they're both European.
You see now? Sorry, Ron. You see now when you scale to the 15 minutes, like Rika said, you see how you went for the
I
liquidity
just
up
saw
there,
that.
right? You cannot panic if the market is going up. It has to go up. The market is not going to shoot right down to your take profit. It is going to fluctuate up and down, up and down, up and down.
But as long as it's fluctuating in your favor, and that's why your TP set at a point where, the chances of it hitting that or you're giving yourself a buffer to like the drop, right?
Yeah, as long as the trend is on your side, like Ron said, you have nothing to worry about. And then as long as you know, I cannot stress this enough, guys, before you place a trade, you must know how much you're risking and you must be okay with it.
And you gotta be okay with set it and forget it, because if you, because
Keep on watching it, it's like it's gonna play with your emotions. I used to be like that too. Back.
Because the thing about what we're doing now, right, is we're trying to create a structure that we can live our normal lives with
Mhm.
and enjoy our lives and not be dictated by what
That's why I
the
switched.
market's doing, right? Because at the end of the day, who wants to sit in front of their computer screen and watch 24/7?
Might as well go to work, man. Might as well go to work.
Right? And it comes with practice, so, and building your confidence in it, because like, put it this way, I'll say it again, I like this over traditional stock trading. I lost a fair amount of money in the stocks this week. There's nothing I can do to minimize it because I have no control on lot sizes. I have no control on how much money I'm putting in here. you at least
You got
can-
control, exactly. You're controlling the stop loss, right? If I tell you guys stop loss is minus 45 pips, you have to be like, hey, if I'm using 0.10, I'm risking minus 45. But if I'm using 0.01, I'm only risking $4, right? It's up to you, right? Like you have to be okay with your risk management. You have to know how much you're risking at all times, right? You can't just be like, oh, take profit is 450 pips for BTC, for example, right? If I get in at 0.10, I'm going to make 450. But what about the stop loss? Did you even take a look at the stop loss, how much that you might lose? I get it, take profit is 450, then I'll make $450 for the day at 0.10. But yet again, you'll be risking $130 some, $140 for stop loss. Right? Focus on the stop loss first, then the take profit after. Yeah.
live to trade another day.
Live to trade another day. That's me every time, man. You have to live, you know what I mean? Like Rika said, see this? Right? You can always scale down to see what's happening, right?
Shutting down. That's literally a liquidity grab right there.
Yeah, that's how trading goes.
No, it's like,
And then there's one thing that I like one said too, right? The minute you place a trade,
Right there.
yeah.
forget about it. But this is why, like, once I get into the trade, I'm never looking at like I'll check maybe like 2 hours or 4 hours after, you know. I'm never like placing a trade and checking every 15 minutes.
I used to sit there and refresh my phone when I first started. I'd be like, you know.
It's
Like,
going to play your
I'll
emotions.
look at it every hour.
Yeah, exactly.
depending
Every
on-
hour is very, very, very decent.
just to kind of see where it's at, just to kind of give my mind like, oh, what's it doing?
To be
Yeah.
honest, like, yes, but to be honest, if you don't have time to check the charts, don't even look at the trade. Because you're going to look at it and be like, and stress out and not know what's going on. So, like,
And-
if you don't have time to sit there and be like, oh, okay.
I gotta look at the dollar value.
And to
I
be
just-
honest-
Yes, I had mine too as well. Like I had mine. As you can see, like I always had
Yeah,
my
you can't even see it right
my
there.
dollar because the minute I get into the trade, I'm only focusing on the TA.
On the market structure.
So, like-
Market structure, yeah, the TA only. That's the only. That don't worry about.
Like, how many people
dollars.
here work a job during the day,
I work.
right? Why are we
Sometimes.
learning? Technically, I don't, because of my situation. So I have a little more time. What it is why it's important to learn it. Because I said to Mino, he's like, "Hey, did you take this trade?" No, I didn't have time to check my phone to see the signals that all constantly go out. So why it's important to learn it, so that you can do your own analysis on your time to be able to do this. So you're not relying on all this stuff. Because if you're like, "Oh yeah, I missed out on this trade. I didn't make this money." Well, you know, we're lucky to be able to have a group that shares this information. But you want to be able to learn to be able to do it, so you're not relying on it, because everyone's circumstances are different. So I look at it just learning,
Yeah.
and it's what you put into it. So
100%.
All right, guys, this is it for the meeting. Thank you guys for coming. I think we too.
Are you putting us out?
Yeah.
Got that, right? You can really call this. What kind of pattern is that, Rika? Now I'm going to test your knowledge because I know that's beyond advanced. What kind of
It's prediction.
evening star or morning star?
Evening.
You got it. You say you don't know what it is?
Oh no, I'm talking about this.
Oh,
I don't want. It's gonna mess me up.
I'll grab some for sure.
I appreciate it, cause man, yeah, it's gonna mess me up, bro. Trust me.
So I hope you guys learned a few things. Take out to at least. And
I haven't met either of you two yet. So what I tell people every single time, like for me when I started, the chart stuff was scary. Like it looks complicated. It
remember
looks.
the first time you came over to my house? Now look at him.
Yeah, I told him I was like,
Zero.
this shit looks Chinese to me because it's.
I saw that video of you saying that.
Yeah, it's funny because like that looks like the challenging part, but the risk management and like getting those lot numbers down, like you said, you only want to use like 0.10, but if you have 3 trades, you can't, you know.
did you want to make a certain amount of trades, divide that, and go,
Yeah.
okay, I'll